welcome to MGP593. I'm Kevin. With me as ever, there's Sheepdog, Anna, and Pab. Say hello, boys and girls.
Hello.
Hello?
Anna,
Hello.
are you there?
I said hello.
No one heard you.
3
Why we were all
times.
so confused. I think you're too far away from the microphone.
I'm not
and
the
that's-
microphones. You've put it in that awkward
you
way
go.
that
Now
I can't
you're-
turn it around.
Now you're sat in a sensible place.
I'm not. I
vis-a-vis
didn't
the
move.
microphone.
I've moved the
Okay.
arm.
Okay. Well, then we can hear you now. That's why no one could hear what you were saying. Well, believe it or
Mm.
not, in order for us to hear you, you have to talk into the microphone.
Mm.
You've only been doing the podcast 12 years.
Mm.
Sheepdog, great news for you. Terrible news for Pabby. Someone called Pab Sheepdog at the weekend. They walked up to us, said, "All right, Kev, all right, sheep." And poor Pab just
Did they
he's a
comment on that?
broken
I'd
man.
let myself go.
He crumbled. He was in tears. He hit the man and then ran off crying, and it took us ages to convince him to come out of the bathroom afterwards. He's no longer wearing hats. He wants it to be very clear he's got a full head of hair. If you thought he spoke Northern before, goodness me, he's Northerning it up now. He carries a pigeon with him everywhere he goes now, just to really convince people how Northern he is. But yeah, apparently you two now you're both getting on a bit, starting to look very similar. Apparently,
I think they just knew that you don't have that many people that socialise with you in public.
they must know Pabby. Pabby's
Yeah, but
been in more videos in the last 2 years than you have.
I don't know about that. 2 years. I mean, we did do
He did a whole series in France with us.
Yes.
Maybe.
French Pabby is possibly my favourite vintage of Pabby.
You need to work out a bit more, Pab, didn't you?
Oh,
I
yes.
just think that
I
you're
definitely
more
do.
me. That'd be the issue. They'll be like, "Oh, he's starting to look healthier."
Yeah, poor
Yeah.
old Pab. He was due to be coming out for dinner with us, but just went.
mean,
cope with
I
it,
was
just
too
went
busy.
off home.
I spent all my money, that's why.
Yeah, oh my word. I know this is not a Lego podcast, but goodness me, between the three of us, we spent some money on Saturday. Oh,
yeah.
my word.
Easy.
We walked into, it's hard to put it into context for anyone who's not into Lego, but I imagine we've got a lot of collectors of other things. Imagine walking into somewhere where the thing that you collect is there, and it's loads of stuff that hasn't been readily available, certainly in shops, for years. Stuff that long since you've missed the chance to get. And then for 1 hour only, you happen to be in the one place in the world where for the last time ever, this stuff is being sold at less than original retail price. And you want it all, and there's too much for you to be able to carry. And that's basically the situation we were in with Lego on Saturday morning. There's a guy, I've found out more about the guy since coming home.
Oh.
Basically, the guy who did it runs a shop in Sheffield, and he's an authorized Lego retailer. So he's got the Lego hookup anyway, and basically bought a load of unspecified pallets of clearance and damaged box stock, but had no idea what he was buying, and just
Right.
bought all the pallets they'd let him have and brought them along to the event and just sold them all off, barely covering his cost because it's a charity event and it was a fun time for all involved. So, I mean, let's not worry. He covered his costs. I'm sure he made a tidy little profit as well. But yeah, it meant that Anna's big white whale Lego set, the Colosseum, which is £800 on eBay on a good day. She managed to get that for £300, which I think is what it was originally retailed for when it was available from Lego. I got a football stadium. I got the Bernabeu for £250, which goes for like 500 on eBay now. We got what else did we get? I got the apartments from Friends, which are like 250 quid on eBay. Got them for 100 quid. There's so much. I got a Batwing that's like £220 at conventions now. Reseller prices, got that for 125. There was so much stuff. We were literally limited by what we could carry. There's already stuff I'm regretting putting back. I had a VW camper in my hands that I've since found out it'll cost me more than double to buy that anywhere else. And these prices will never be available again. It's like these prices have never been a thing for. They've not been a thing for years. They never will be again. They'll never be available anywhere else in the world. And we were there as they opened. Me and Pab walked in a minute past 9 on the Saturday morning. Went the wrong way initially, but our buddy Connor was displaying there and said, "No, that way. There's Lego over there on a massive discount." Sent us to the other end of the hall where we must have been in the first dozen or so people walking into this stall, and we managed to grab. We had our pick of everything, grabbed everything we wanted, queued for maybe 5 minutes, and had a massive pile of stuff. By the time we'd then done a lap of the convention, the queue was 3 hours long. It was wrapping around the hall, and everything was gone. And we walked back through this little area again about 3 o'clock when we left, and the place was ransacked. It was like it had been looted. It was all gone, but we got our absolute pick of it, and it was a beautiful thing. So we're still giddy on a Lego buying high, but we are all now completely skint because we all bought too much Lego. I then had to get it back across Manchester afterwards as well. People on my TikTok were like, "Why didn't you just buy it all?" Well, all right, smarty pants. How do you propose I do that? I'm in a convention. I can't back a van up to his stall. How am I buying it all? I bought literally as much as Pab could carry.
Huh. I did have a van, though.
Yeah, but you couldn't have got it in the hall.
Oh, I could have pulled up to the front, though.
How disappointed would the other guests have been if you rocked up at opening when I'll give you whatever it is, 10 grand to the lot, and then Pab just packed up a van while the queue just watched on and you just loaded it all in?
I would like to think that a guy who's bought a load of stuff that he could sell for, like the Colosseum, for example, he could have sold them for 600 quid and they'd have all sold out, because that still would have been a bargain compared to eBay prices. I'd like to think the fact he was selling them at that prices means he's also the kind of guy who, if I said I'll take the lot, he would have said, "No, you won't. This is for everybody. This is you can have as much as you can carry, like everybody else is getting."
Just reverse the van over
you're at
him.
the front of the queue. Yeah, exactly. But what I've learned is I now need to open a Lego shop and get the hookup with Lego so that I can buy these pallets of, because I didn't notice very much box damage on them. I mean, we created more box damage than there actually was. We had to transport my football stadium under Anna on her scooter, and that created more box damage than there was when I picked it up. So we did more damage than he did.
You could have carried it.
No, I couldn't. I've got a bad shoulder. I literally couldn't have carried it. It's what Pab was there for. But he had his own stuff. He made the mistake, because we had second helpings in the afternoon. We were in there first thing in the morning, and then it got to like 3 o'clock, and Pab was like, "That queue's shorter than it's been all day." And he knew I'd been eyeing up a football stadium. He'd been eyeing up a few bits, and we went back round for seconds and cleared him out of his last few bits. Apparently, people who went in, because it was a weekend long event, there were people who went in on the Sunday, and there was nothing left. It was all gone. Every last scrap of it was gone by the time we left on Saturday. But it was glorious. Oh, it was the greatest day in history. And Anna Anna basically got to mail order it because she was still in bed, and I rang her up and said, I got her the Colosseum because there was only 4 of them, and I knew she wanted it. I sent her a message. I sent her a picture of it, and I was so excited my hands were shaking. So I sent her a picture, and she thought it said £3,000 on the price tag, and I was showing it because it was so expensive, because it was all blurry where I was shaking my hands. I was like, "No, that's 300. Do you want it?" And she was like, "Yes, please." And then I walked around FaceTiming it, and I mean, there's so much. Genuinely, we could have bought so much stuff if it wasn't for Sports Interactive. It's their fault. Absolute monsters. Absolute monsters. I would have found a way to get a van in there if I'd have had the money.
I feel like if they'd released their game, though, you probably wouldn't have had the time to become as obsessed, and different reality. You may have been too busy to even notice was on.
Oh, we booked tickets for this back in September, October time. We knew we were coming to this, but yeah, if money had been no object, I'd have spent it all, and it would have become an object very quickly. So it's probably for the best. And Football Manager being cancelled is now basically it's a neutral impact event on my life, and certainly as far as my net worth is concerned. I would have had the same amount of money today if the game had come out or not. because any spare we had would have all gone on Lego on Saturday.
Yeah, that works.
Oh,
You've
goodness me.
you've solved the problem in some sort of way.
Exactly. But yeah, that's that was the weekend. We had a lovely time on an adventure in lovely Manchester, which wasn't raining apart from on Sunday when it was raining a lot. I had to buy bin bags to transport the Lego back to the car in, so the boxes didn't get soaked. I'm still using Manchester bin bags now because obviously I was careful not to tear them, so I've put a Manchester bin bag in our bin this morning. It's I feel like a northerner using Manchester bin bags. They just they
Good.
feel different to southern ones. They're a bit fancy. And yeah, we had a lovely old time. And
I had Anna trying to convince me to come to the event with you, whatever day it was that she was sending me all those texts, and I was like, no, I'm really unwell, I can't. And I woke up Saturday morning feeling pretty good and thought, oh, do you know what? This is the best I've felt in ages. Like maybe just
maybe I'll
relaxing.
drive to Manchester.
No, mate. Well, I was kind of like, oh, if I'd have known, I mean, I wouldn't have gone up to Manchester, because I can't afford it. But I was like, oh, maybe all this like relaxing or taking it easy is finally kicking in. All the like lack of stressful things happening is finally going well. And then Mrs. Sheepdog asked me whether I could smell that damp smell. And I was like, what damp smell? And she was like, there's just a smell, isn't there? And I
Are
was
you
like,
doing another insurance claim? This is fraud at this point.
well, the one that we did before, where they came round and they checked what caused it and were like, yep, okay, here's the issue, we'll fix that. I don't think that was the issue because we obviously didn't use the shower for like 3 months. We used our other bathroom, and then they finally repaired it, and we've been using it about a week, and now the exact same spot of ceiling is covered in water. Somehow the carpet in the room next door to the bathroom is soaking wet, like the water has gathered up so much it's coming through the floor. And because I had a shelf there, I didn't know. Basically, what's been happening is I've been getting into bed all week going, when the hell did I tread in a puddle? This is ridiculous. Taking my socks off. I'm sleeping in the day. I don't sleep at nighttime in socks. I'm not a freak. But I'd get into bed
I
for a
get to
nap.
bed in socks.
Oh,
be
yeah,
like-
you've just called Anna a freak there.
Well,
Forget this story. You've got some groveling to do.
okay. But I would take them off and be like, why does this keep happening? Like, I'll go, I don't know, get a drink of water or whatever, go to bed, and then be like, my feet are wet again. This is ridiculous. And it never occurred to me to think about that beyond I must have trodden a little puddle. And then when my wife kind of was checking where she thought the damp smell was coming from, it turned out all down my side of the bed, there's just a massively wet patch of carpet where it's all coming through the floor. And I just hadn't noticed it building up over the past few days. So I had to get onto that company who did the work and say, yeah, they obviously, the work they did was great, but it didn't fix the original problem. So that was lovely and stressful. And then because I was feeling so full of life, I booked my cat in to be neutered, and he has been an absolute devil since.
You
Because
just take his nuts.
he's fed up with wearing a cone, and he was laying there all cute. I went to give him a little stroke.
I dare say it's not the cone that's the issue. It's the fact you took his testicles away.
He's on painkillers, so he doesn't really feel that yet. But he grabbed hold of my arm with his claws, and I couldn't get him off my arm. My arm it's not like there's about 12 scratches. They're not that big, but it bloody hurt. And I was just like, oh man, the past 24 hours has been ridiculous. So yeah, I've spent the rest of the week in bed, basically asleep, because I can't believe I cursed myself by like referencing how unstressful everything had been. On the plus side, though, my comic has finished being drawn now. We just need to finish some bits, and then it's going to be released in the next few weeks. So that's exciting. But yeah, I am very, very rough. That's why one of the reasons recording early. The other reason, obviously, being the football. But yeah, I need to be awake.
I'm not a freak though.
You're not a freak. I apologize for that.
I can't go to bed
She
without
hasn't
wearing
listened to
socks.
a word you've said there. She's just grinding her teeth, fuming.
I retract that.
You're a monster. But with all of that excitement going on, I've not really done much in the way of video games. I did take my Steam Deck with me to Manchester, but spent all my time there editing videos. I did like half an hour of Civ lying in bed, and I don't know if it's just because I was tired and busy, but I did half an hour. Someone declared war on me. I was like, I can't be bothered. Cannot be bothered with a war, and just turned it off and read my book, and haven't opened it up again since. So I don't know if I'm done with Civ for now until the first decent piece of content comes out for it, or if it was just I wasn't in the mood that night. But I have.
You love Civ. I think you were just tired.
I do love Civ, but I very much go in waves on it.
Tired and overstimulated.
Yeah, almost certainly. I just wanted to play with my new toys. But I have started a new Football Manager save today, which you should, or today as we're recording. Obviously, it's a few days ago for you rascals listening in the future. But I am finally, after 10 years on YouTube, finally doing a Pentagon Challenge Let's Play. So I'm starting unemployed in Football Manager, unemployed, no qualifications, no coaching badges, no experience. I've downloaded a database that basically adds all the leagues in all the world, and I have to win the Champions League on all 5 major continents. And slight spoilers, because you're allowed them, because this episode's coming out in a few days. My starting club is in the 3rd division in the United Arab Emirates, and it's called Precision Football. And in real life, Ravel Morrison plays for them. So I'm off to the United Arab Emirates, and I think that should keep me going until FM26, having to win all of the Champions Leagues from that starting position. Never managed in the Middle East before. It's going to be an interesting one. I bet I'll be really good at pronouncing the names of all the teams and players.
If you do good enough, you'll probably get a job over there in real life.
Well, I'm hoping by starting somewhere where there's a lot of money sloshing around. Hopefully, if the real life Precision Football, who are clearly throwing some money around, because half the squad are former Premier League players, they've clearly got some money throwing around. I'm hoping they notice my my excellent YouTube series and like, hey Kev, do you want a 3-week holiday where you can come and hang out with us, all expenses paid? So yeah, if you're listening, Precision Football, me and Anna are available for a business trip, all expenses paid. We do like to fly first class. It's just a little quirk of ours.
Or
So
business.
is that what it's called?
Business.
Yeah. We just like to be able to recline on the plane. So as long as that's an option. And we would like to bring Dave with us as well. I've seen dogs in business class on TikTok. That's a bit of a thing. I'd like to take Dave with us as well. I think Dave would enjoy business class.
I could do with my expenses being paid for 3 weeks while I'm not working if you want to bring me along as well.
Can you actually be the cameraman this time rather than me buying you all the gear and then not letting you touch it?
I mean, that's up to you, to be honest.
Maybe if the good people of the United Arab Emirates buy the gear, I won't be afraid of you touching it. That might be the solution. But yeah, that's basically me. In fact, saying 10 years on YouTube did remind me they did a best thing from commemorative Lego build at the convention we were at as well. Commemorating our first. I said at the time it was our first ever YouTube video. I feel like it might have actually been the second one. But hello, Anna's just watching TikTok. But there was a Lego model of the pork pie shop in Melton Mowbray. So presumably that was to commemorate the start of my YouTube journey. And when we went looking for that, was that the first one, or was the stump the first one? I can't remember.
I think our first one was our crystal chess match, wasn't it? But I think the stump was probably our first.
Sure that it was. I don't think that was on YouTube. I think that was on Ustream.
God,
or something that doesn't exist anymore. That was going to be the next big thing, because the amount of times I resisted YouTube early on because podcasts going to be bigger, Ustream's going to be bigger. I eventually realized YouTube could be quite big, but 5 years later than I could have done. But that's me, boys and girls. Talk amongst yourselves.
I said I was going to start Persona last week or the week before, and finally started. I started with 3, and I haven't played that much of it because I was tired, but B, the angles in the school were making me feel sick. I'm not sure whether it was the school making me feel sick or whether it was just that I was feeling sick because it didn't stop after I stopped playing. But I remembered why I never got into Persona the first time, in that it's just a lot of school stuff at first, and I don't know how long it is before any kind of game starts, but yeah, I don't know what I'm thinking of this so far. I'm not feeling the burning urge to continue yet, and I figure you will probably have good reasons to tell me to continue. I don't know.
It's really good.
Is it?
Yep. One of the best games ever.
That school stuff is the game, Sheepdog. It doesn't depart from that, I'm afraid.
Yeah,
so it's just talking to people at school.
Well, occasionally you also get to do the Pokemon bit.
Is he on about 5? 5 is good. Oh, I didn't play 3.
They're all
They're
the
all
same.
about the same, yeah.
They all involve chatting to people at school. If you're playing 3, that means you've got the wonderful Junez song playing all the time.
Don't know.
I've
Isn't
got
that 4?
No, I think well,
Junez is 4.
is it?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, golden.
Yes.
With Teddy in it.
Teddy.
With the TVs.
Okay, I'll allow it. Either way,
Yeah, I'll keep
It's
going.
good.
I just wanted to let you know I'd started it. I haven't really got much to add
Oh,
beyond that.
Sheepdog.
Go on.
You have PlayStation Plus?
I don't know. I don't think so at the moment.
Next month, March's games have just been announced, and it's Dragon
they
Age
have.
Veilguard
And Sonic.
and Sonic Colors.
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Yeah.
Apparently. Cowabunga.
Which Turtles game? The Shredders one? Shredder one? Or
No, it's the one that's... Is it the top-down one?
I'm not sure.
The top-down one that
I've
came out
never
relatively
played
recently.
Hmm.
It used to be a mobile game, I think, and it recently came to consoles. Could be wrong.
I mean, I see how I go. I
Wow.
don't like getting PS Plus because I end up forgetting. I mean, I had it for 2 years and must have played
Yeah.
one game on it.
I'm just thinking that because we all liked the Veilguard, and I think most of us think that you would probably like it as well. So it might be a perfect opportunity to play it.
Yeah,
If you're not digging Persona.
Yeah, I'll keep that in mind then because I wanted to get my son some bits on there like the Slackware games and stuff like that to play because he obviously enjoyed Astrobot. He keeps telling me that there's been a new level added to that, but I've not loaded it up yet. He said something about a skull being added to it. So
Yeah,
They do keep adding
always
levels
adding
periodically, yeah.
yeah. Speaking of an update, so Kev, it's that time of year where you usually start playing Pokemon Go, and they've added in.
No.
They've got their
I think you'll find the clocks haven't changed yet, sir.
well.
I
So
Ab tried to get me doing it at the weekend, and I refused.
it's their Unova event. So you know, do their annual regional event thing, like the thing we went to in London. That's this weekend.
Well, too tough tomatoes. They should have waited until the clocks changed.
When do the clocks change?
Couple of weeks. Playing Pokemon Go now would be like wearing shorts in February. It's insane.
I am wearing shorts.
Yeah, you're insane.
Oh God. Yeah, so they've added in like I mean it's also the time of year where they put loads of ridiculous tickets in. So you love spending money. This year they charged something like 15 quid for their main event thing and then another fiver for their Masterworks event thing. And the Tour Pass Deluxe, it's all right. Like it's, you know, it's got this massively long ranking thing, like a battle pass, so that goes up to like, I think there's 100 points to sort of finish it properly, and then there's loads of bonus levels after that. But yeah, they give you some good bits and bobs in there. I was umming and ahhing whether to get it, pressed get it, and then the first reward was like perfect IV 100% Victini, which is a mythical. It's not 100% for everybody, but for me it was, and I was like, okay, well that makes me feel better about buying it. They also, so it's worth at least logging in because they made a mistake. They had a thing on there where you had to do 11 raids, and if you did 11 raids, you got like a legendary for each one you did. Somewhere along the way, they ballsed up. So as an apology, they gave everybody the 11 Pokemon that you would have got. So you get like one legendary for each one for free, like without doing any raids. So you can kind of just go on there and catch them all. And that was good because I got a shiny or two out of that. Ollie got a shiny as well. He actually woke me up today. He come bursting in to tell me that he'd caught this shiny. And I've never been more relieved to be woken up because I was in the middle of a really realistic dream where I woke up, went downstairs. My wife told me, sorry, we didn't wake you. We started watching some program and I don't even know what the program was. And I was really disappointed. And then my reactions kept getting worse and worse to the point where I was leaving and I was moving out. And I was like, I need to stop this. I'm getting carried away. And my family were just kind of being like, chill out. And I'm just like, no, I'm going. And then when I woke up, I was like, oh, thank God. I didn't have to follow through with that. But yeah, before you woke me, I was convinced I'd ruined my entire life over a TV show. It's weird that felt really realistic as well, like plausible, but you know me. But yeah, Pokemon saved me from that because Ollie was excited that he's got a shiny Genesect. What else have I done? I can't think now. I think that's it for proper games that I haven't spoken about 1,000 times already. I was looking at other options. I got a bit sidetracked. So I went on Game Pass to download games, saw that Balattro's on Game Pass, got that instead and was like, ah. So yeah, if you haven't played that yet, it's on Game Pass. Get it on your Xbox or your PC, and then curse everybody that you're addicted to it. I keep saying I need to stop playing this for a bit because I've been on the same. I can't remember what tier it is, purple for one of the things, and I just can't do it. And I've failed it like a billion times now. I've been trying to do it for about a week and a half, and I just can't do it. And I should just change tiers, and I have a couple of times, but yeah, I can't do it, and I don't know why, but I will get it eventually. And that's my lot.
Just for clarification, it's the Cowabunga collection that's in the PS Plus this month.
Ooh,
It's the one of the all the old ones, isn't it? All the NES and Game Boy games and Super Nintendo. I think it is something like that. Anyway,
Something's up with the Turtles at the moment. They've got a new series coming out on Netflix, and I suppose that's probably the reason everything's been promoted. I was about to say they've been promoted in lots of different ways, but that is probably the reason. But yeah, cool. Either you or Anna, go ahead.
Anna, do you want to go? You found anything new? Any more games completed?
No, because I've been with you.
That's a good point.
Yeah,
Yes.
No, I was with you most of the weekend. All the weekend. I have been in and out of Avowed. I can't seem to put it down.
I'm just say I haven't played anymore, but when I play it, I find myself just going with it, and I'm just rolling through with it. It's just happening, and time just seems to disappear with it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm always like, I'll just go over there, and then as I'm going over there, something happens, and I'm like, well, I'll go and do that then. I keep doing it a lot with that, and it's like, no, because you'll get sucked in, and you won't finish all the other games that you've got going on. What was I playing? Because I started Alan Wake last week, and I have been playing it, but I just want to go and go around Avowed and just find out what's going on. But yeah, I've been playing Alan Wake. I'm now past the point where I got to the first time, which was in June last year, apparently. So it's been a while. I found Mr. Wake. I've done his weird dream, and now I'm in some kind of forest. And the people are not nice. They are just throwing axes at me. They're not very nice people. But I will continue, and I will finish this because I have a couple of weeks before my time will be sucked up by another game. But yeah, I've been playing that, and then Avowed. It's ridiculous because like I want to give my characters, like my other characters, like the weapons I find and the armor I find, because they're just starting off what they had. You can't upgrade them, and like you can give them power ups at certain points, but you can't give them anything. They're not a part of that.
They get skill points, don't they? At certain points,
you
can level them up. Certain abilities, but that's about it.
I want to give them like a fire sword, and I want to give the other one a crossbow or something. But you cannot. But whichever, I tried dual swording, did not go well. So I come back to a shield. It did not go well because like the thing is, you're hitting with the right trigger, and then you're trying to do it with the left, but the left doesn't want to work as a hitting. It wants to work as shield, so it doesn't work very well. It was sometimes they were hitting, but it just seemed a lot of work for not enough payoff. So I've gone back to a shield. I'm now understanding how the power ups, like the combos you get, and it's basically you got to hit a enemy, and there's like a yellow bar under their health bar, and when you feel the yellow one, then you do a combo on them and like kick the poo out of them.
Right.
So I've worked that out because I was like, how am I doing this? What is that yellow bar for? Why is it there? And I just watched it while I was hitting someone, and then it got to the end, and then I just kicked the poo out of them. I was like, oh, I need to hit them lots, and then I can do my move. So I've worked that out. I wish I could find a better bow because I still have the bow that I started with, and I'm just leveling it up over and over again. There's plenty of swords and axes and the books. What is that? Oh, the spell books.
Yes.
But I'm not finding any bows. I would like I'm finding loads of guns, but I don't really want to. This doesn't feel like a game that I want to have guns in because I just not guns for me.
I think a gun's good on like because you can have like 2 sort of loadouts.
Yeah, but I like having my bow.
I suppose the bows. Yeah.
It's silent, and you can crawl in the grass and smack them in the head with one. But I will keep persevering and looking for a bow. But yeah, it's one of them games where you like I'll just go over there to see what's happening and save, and then something happens. It is one of them games where there is something going on in every corner.
Yes.
You can find like there is a lot going on. There is a lot hidden that you like.
Oh.
I've just had to go through a waterfall. Like in other games. In other games, I would go through every waterfall because there has been like I don't know, Borderlands game. There's one waterfall where there is something behind it, and I have to check every waterfall. And this one,
for sure.
There is things behind the waterfalls. I'm like, yes, these people understand. Put things behind waterfalls because that's fun. Like going through and like, so like waterfalls are great, but do not jump off them if they don't have a puddle of water. Because I was on top of a hill, top of a waterfall, and I was like, I need to get down. I don't want to walk away right because that's boring. And I thought. It's a waterfall. It'll be fine at the end. Yeah, it was not. I met my death at the end there, and then it loaded up because be careful of waterfalls. There's not always a pool of water. I'm like, but it's a waterfall. But yeah.
Where's the water going then?
I don't know, but I jumped off thinking it'll be fine because have you gone up there's a lighthouse right at the start of the game. When you get to
I don't think so.
In the first town, there is a lighthouse. There's a lighthouse that you can get to, and you can jump up it and everything, and there's things to find. And then to get down, instead of jumping all the way back down, you jump off the edge. It is a long way down, but she screams like bloody murder, and then she just jumps you land in the sea and you're fine. And that's what you're supposed to do because like it is showing you like to go and do that. That's where the path is going. But yeah, be careful. Make sure you look because I went splat and I was like, yeah. But yeah.
I have a question for you.
Huh?
I don't know why I did this. I've come to the realization that I think I prefer third person games now at this point. I swapped it into third person and played it for a bit.
Way to do that?
In the settings, yeah.
Oh, I've only been playing it first person.
Yeah, well, there we go. So I played it for about half an hour in third person, and it was weird. It feels like it's designed. It feels like it's a game very much designed for third person. You can do third person if you want.
Yeah.
But it feels a bit unnatural. So
I
it did. So I was like, I went back. Yeah.
In third person, I just can't do it. It's not right. Like, yes, you can see your outfit and stuff, but I just. If it's not meant to be like that, I would prefer first person. Like I can't remember what Dragon Age was. Was Dragon Age third?
Third, yeah, it was third.
Which was fine because it was from the start. But if a game starts in first person, that's all I'm going to do. Because I don't know what Assassin's Creed's going to be. I think it's going to be third person.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's just different games for different things. But yeah, like RPGs, Fallout, this. Skyrim, I always play in first person, but I will have a go on third person.
I would give it a go because just for the novelty of having a go, but it's weird because it feels like everything works with you design like in mind of being in first person.
Yeah.
So it's just a bit. It just feels a bit strange.
That's just where you put the camera, isn't it? Basically, to get rid of the head and put the camera there.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because like when you put new gloves on. And you open a chest, you can see like the new gloves are on your hands and it's all shiny. And I'm like, oh, I'd like to see that, but
the characters there, yeah.
It's just the camera, but yeah, it's. I didn't think I would want to play more, but I do. Like I look at my controllers, I'm like, do I want horror or do I want a nice, pleasant thing through the Forgotten Lands. Like, I want the nice colours and the Forgotten Lands, and it's not that there's nothing special about it. It's nothing new. It's like the same old like story, but it's actually one of them games where there is things to do in every nook and cranny, and I like that because I think some games I forgot that gamers like to look around every nook and I do. I like to go in every nook and cranny and find everything. Like I've been playing Alan Wake, and I know there's not a lot of collectibles, but I have to go and find every nursery rhyme and every lunchbox because I know they're there because there's like this signs of them, and then I have to go and collect them. Even though I don't understand the nursery rhymes at all, like there's like you have like 5 pictures on the floor, a nursery rhyme in the middle, and then you have like a doll of a moose and a wolf, and then you have to like put them on there. And I don't get them, but I somehow stumble through them because I'm like, this is weird. But then it's Alan Wake, of course, it's weird. But yeah, just them 2 games, and I'll probably just continue with them 2 games until middle of March. And what else? I bought lots of Lego, so I'm a little bit broke. Oh, I had acupuncture today. I would tell everyone to have acupuncture. I nearly fell asleep on the thing, and I had 12 needles in me, and I nearly fell asleep. It was so relaxing, and just the best feeling. Like I haven't had medicine since I got back. I went at 2. It's now 7. I should have had medicine at 2:30. I don't need any medicine because I'm not in pain. I've even done my window. You know, like window film, so people can't look in. I've even done that. I couldn't have done that yesterday because it would have hurt too much, but I've done it today, and it is up, and it should stay up. But yeah, I don't have any. I've got a bit of a headache now, but I think that's because of the markers I was using. They are very pungent. But yeah, acupuncture, definitely worth a go. Like the doctor told me to go and try it, so I did. Sheepdog, go and get acupuncture.
I had it before I told you that it was good.
Did you? I thought you just got waxed.
At a different time.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, well, it's great.
I told you, they didn't ask me. They just did it. They just started putting needles in me, and I was like, "What on earth is going on?" And
what did whole thing about you were there for?
I was there for a massage. It was a physio thing, and he just he was weird. He was supposed to be fixing my neck, and one time he just started sticking needles in me randomly without asking, and another time he got out an ultrasound machine, but he didn't turn it on. He just rolled the ball around, and I was like, "This isn't what this is for. What are you doing?"
You get acupuncture on the NHS?
No, it was through my work insurance.
Well, because like my doctor was like, "Oh yeah, you can't get acupuncture through the NHS. You have to go private." And that's obviously I've gone private because can't get it through the NHS. And even if you could, you'd be waiting months. But yeah, I made an appointment last week and I went today, and it is great. But she said it will wear off. It's not like that's fixed me, but just having this bit of relief where I can actually do a few jobs around the house that I wanted doing. Because yes, I do have Kev, but Kev can't do things sometimes. He just is incompetent.
Because I'm a buffoon.
No, you're not a buffoon. You just don't know what you're doing. You've never.
They mean the same thing.
But yeah, I've now done my window. It does look a bit bad because it wasn't wide enough, but I'll just fill them in. And I'll have a nice, because it's like one of them ones with like the 1,000 colours in it. It looks like a fairy window. So yeah, acupuncture. If you think you need it, go and get it. Great. But that's it. That's all I've done. So, Pat, right. What have you done?
That's all right. What have I done? Because
bought too much Lego. I know that.
I did do that. Well, no, I didn't. I didn't even buy that much. But
yes, you did. You bought more than me and Kev put together.
Yeah. In terms of sets, you had more than us two combined.
Yeah, but one wasn't for me. I didn't. The chess set wasn't for me. I bought that for somebody else. For a stepdad, because I thought, okay. He likes building the Legos, and
he likes chess.
It seemed it was a good price. I think I can't even find that set anywhere. I've googled it, and I was like, I don't know where this set is. It's on Amazon for 160 quid. I was like, well, that's not the going price. Not on the Lego website itself. I can't find it on the Legos.
No, you won't be able to.
But you used to be able to just find the the set on the
You could
Lego
probably
website.
search for it by the number. If you put the number
I
in,
think I'll have to do it like that way. But yeah, and I got the NES was. It seemed silly not to.
Mhm.
Because even like it's well over £100 cheaper that I got it for. So, and I always wanted that set, but it's just there. Just there on a pallet full of them. So it was like, why not? So, and the Pyramid, I got a good deal on the Pyramid because I don't think he knew how much it was. He just went, "I'll do it for 80." He went running around looking for the price sheet, couldn't find it. I'll do it for 80. So I was like, yeah, all right.
It's great.
So,
we should have just nicked all the price sheets and then just took all of the
just
adjusted
them all.
Oh yeah, it was about 60 over there.
Yeah. Oh, a figure. And, BD1's nearly done. I got BD1 as well. He's about 3/4 done now. So I've been going. I think I've been going too hard on it with Lego and just been trying to do it all in one session. It's like it just makes me tired and just makes me a bit agitated with it. So now I've just been like, just do a bag a day, do a bag, and you're done, and you can walk away from it. So I'm about 3/4 done with him now.
Accomplishment afterwards, you're like,
you were right, Anna. That is a fun build there, BD1. BD1 is it was a fun build. I wasn't sure at first, but it's been quite fun to build the BD1.
And because you know him as well, like you've played with him, you've interacted with him, and now you get to have him in your home.
Yes, indeed. So what have I played? Because so you're right. Assassin's Creed's out in 3 weeks. 20th. 20th. So about 3 weeks. Monster Hunter's out now, as of listening to this. People listening to this.
I'm not into Monster.
Yeah. I'm not. I don't know why I bought it, but I was listening to a podcast and somebody was just talking about it, and I went, let's just see how much this is I can get it for. And I got it for just over 40 quid. I went, okay, that's not too bad for a new release.
Yeah.
Okay, let's give it. So we'll discuss that next week when I'll have played some of that. So anyway, I was thinking, I've got about 3 weeks before Assassin's Creed. I need to finish some games. So I went back to Final Fantasy VII Rebirth because I need to finish the story. I need to finish the fight, as it were. Where I last left off, I had just got to the Gold Saucer. So I did all the Gold Saucer stuff in there. You go on. So apparently there's a date at some point in this game. Sheepdog will know.
Yep. I was obsessed with this. Go on.
There is a date at some point. I went on a date in the Gold Saucer. Date in inverted commas because Cloud just seems oblivious to what's going on half the time.
Who is it with?
Aerith.
Oh, Pab.
What do you mean?
What a waste of time.
What do you mean? What a waste
Basically
of time?
means you put no effort into any kind of relationship building with anybody.
No.
Yes.
So that wasn't the date, though. That wasn't the date.
Oh, okay. All right.
That wasn't the
I'll
date.
Give you that. Fair enough.
No. You go on a date. Apparently, I found out that you go on a date in the Gold Saucer and you go and do all the rides with somebody, don't you?
Yes.
I later found out that it can be because somebody else went, oh, I did mine with Tifa. And I was like, wait, this wasn't the date, was it? Where it can be someone different in each of them. And they were like, no.
Yeah. Because I was thinking you don't do that the first time. I'd forgotten there was two. But you can go on a date with anyone. Yeah.
But Aerith just turned up at the door and said, we're going out. I was like, okay. So I assumed that was scripted, but apparently not.
Yes, yeah. I think I don't remember that being in the first one. And I think that was probably thrown in just to make people like me go, oh man, and be really disappointed that, you didn't get a choice or whatever.
So,
but
I didn't know but it's all to do with your relationship status. But both Aerith and Tifa are equals. No, both Aerith and Tifa were at the time equal in the smiley face level of the equal levels.
In the previous one, it was like they had a hidden score, and Aerith's was I don't know, 100, let's say, and Tifa's was about 50, and Yuffie had a score of 10, and Barrett had a score of 0. and or maybe maybe a bit higher than 0, and you basically had to be mean to Aerith constantly to get her score as low as physically possible, so that it wouldn't be her. But then you also had to be mean to Tifa, otherwise you didn't end up getting her by default. And then if you got them low enough and you were mean to Yuffie, you went on a date with Barrett where he just has a beer with you. And it was only those 4 that were the option. But in this one, everyone's got a friendship score, and you can do their missions and talk to them. And depending on who you're nicest to and who likes you the most, by the point the actual date comes around, they'll knock on your door and you'll go out with them. I think there's also an option just to, if everybody absolutely hates you, there's a whole scene around that as well, which sounds quite funny.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how you can be mean to him in this, though, in the sense of
I'm not doing their missions and stuff like that. Yeah,
well,
not doing their side
I'm not
quests.
intentionally doing them. I'm just doing side quests and clearing the thing, and it just happens to be, and it goes, oh, your relationship with such and such is changing. You're like, I'm just doing a side quest. It depends what
you say, though. I was chatting to a friend of mine about this yesterday because we both got caught out. There was a side quest where you're on the beach chatting to Aerith, and I think I said something like, there's no point in needlessly going on and on about the past all the time, thinking that she'd be like, how dare you? But she was like, oh, well, yeah, that's a really good point. Thank you. And then the score went up, and I was mortified that the score had gone up.
I think I did that. I think I did that as well. I think I went for that option.
I think by the time I got to that, it was fine because I think everybody starts at 0 on this one. And by the time I got to it...
No, we don't.
Well, by the time I got to it, Barrett was had a blue smiley face, and everybody else had green smiley faces, and so I went on the date with him, and it wasn't as hard as it was in the old days. It was just kind of I think if as long as you're doing everyone's missions and
that's what I'm doing.
Way.
I mean, I think yes, everyone will probably start off with on a level playing field, but because Yuffie came in so late to this, she's behind on everything as it is. You know what I mean?
I think you get a lot of chances. Later. Yeah, like there's a bit where she's like singing on the sofa, and if you compliment her singing or something like that.
I did see her compliment singing on the sofa. There wasn't a prompt to speak to her. That's the thing, because I stood around because somebody went. So I was streaming it on Discord, and somebody said, "Oh, go into this house, and they like the song." So I went and stood there for like twice, and there was no prompt to compliment her or any prompt at all. So I just left in the end. But anyway, so I've done everything going on with that. I've did everything with the with Barrett's friend who also has a gun for an arm. I've done a lot of stuff in that region, which is all counts as the coral region. Which is insane to me that Costa del Sol, Mount Coral, the Gold Saucer, the jail, and the region around the jail as well, all counts as the coral region. It's massive. It's a huge region. It could have counted as free.
I mean, you go across to a new region now that's also quite big.
Yeah, that's the region I am in now. I'm in what is it called now? Gongaga, yeah. And I'm in that region, and did a huge chunk of stuff in there because I was told you're not going to be able to get many places in here because you don't have a chocobo right now. You need to push the main story for a bit. So I had to go to another reactor in there, and then saw a space whale fella, and then. That's roughly about it where I'm at right now. I just kind of stopped at a certain point where I was like, okay, now that it's kind of like opened up for me, and I now have chocobos, so I can get about a bit easier. I'll tell you what I did do in the coral region. I wasn't a massive fan of that vehicle. A big off-road buggy for a bit. That's annoying.
It was clunky in the other one, and it's clunky in this one. It's you get better vehicles. That's the story. Like,
it's handy for leaping off big buildings, but big like cliffside. You leap off of them instead of like the chocobo won't go down. Just jump off cliffs, but you can in the car. I'm back to on the grind with this one. I'm enjoying what I'm doing. Someone said to me, "You may be at best halfway through it." And I was like, "Oh, you're kidding me."
I mean that's reasonable because it's there's you got to finish this region. There's another region you go to, and then it's like So not end game, that's the wrong word, but it's like at that point you're then kind of tying up stuff and going
you're
on
on
to
the
the
back
final
end
place
of it.
kind of thing. But yeah, no, you're making good times, all right?
Yeah, we're going on with it. Hopefully, like I say, I've got 3 weeks before Assassin's Creed, and let's be honest, even if I don't finish it, it's not going to make any difference. If I get a certain distance in it, I'll want to finish it off anyway if I don't make it in time. So yeah, continue to play that one. A new season is upon us, people. The new Fortnite season is here. Chapter 6, Season
Thank
2.
goodness.
I know, exactly right. That is exactly what I said. And they've gone back to something that's, I feel like they've done before. They've done like, it's like heist kind of capers that are going on now on the map, where you have like several areas where there are like vaults that you can break into, and then get lots of gold. So gold seems plentiful in this season so far. But you have to break into the vaults by using thermite on it. You have to put thermite on the vault, and then basically there's like a countdown timer, and it ticks down, and you can, whittle that time down by putting more thermite on it. But also you've got like security guards coming in to try and stop you all the time as well. So you have to deal with them and anyone else who's interested. But also there's now like a black market in the game. There are 3 stations in the game, 3 like underground like black market buildings, where you can spend dill coin, which is basically there's a big dill pickle in the game now.
Obviously.
There was a hot dog guy and there was a dill pickle character in the game, and there's something called dill coin, and you find the dill coin in the vaults. Oh, there's also there's a vault on the train now, and there's also like heist, like the security trucks that go around the map periodically, and you can heist on them and just blow them up and get gold and dill coin through that. So you can go to the black market buildings and get some stuff from them now. Go and buy some gear from them. Usually gold items in there that you can unlock with these dill coins. So yeah, there's new weapons are back. It's the unvaulted weapons again. So there's now the sticky launchers back, and there's a new assault rifle again. Sniper rifles are back. A baseball bat. There's a baseball bat now that makes you run really fast, and you can just like home run bat people, just smack them for miles. But still unsure about it right now. I like it in certain aspects and don't like it in other aspects. But it's always like this. Need a bit of time to settle in with it. I'm not playing as much these days. We're kind of like 50-50 between Fortnite and Marvel Rivals at the minute, which also did get new characters in last week as well. The rest of the Fantastic Four are in there now. Ben Grimm, the Thing, and Human Torch is in there now. So we're kind of like flitting between those 2 games as our multiplayer game that we like to play now. But yeah, that's the multiplayer section of it. The other thing is is happening right now. I'm going to actually open Steam as we look at this now, because Steam Next Fest is happening February 24th to the 3rd of March. So that would be, yeah, they've still got a few days as of this podcast coming out to check out. There are tons of demos out there. I got like notifications for like loads of games that have just been on my wish list, that aren't out yet. And it's just like, there's a demo out for this game now. There's a new demo. There's a demo out for this game. I just got tons of emails, because they're all on my wish list. But I played one, which is called Despelote. I think that's how you pronounce it. And it's a very distinct looking game. I encourage you to look it up because it's like a story based football game. But it's like, it reminds me a little bit of the Obra Dinn the way it looks, where it's got like an old computer looking type thing. It looks like real life if it was filmed. It looks like a real life game, like world game, but if it was filmed using a Game Boy camera or something like that. It's really weird, like artwork on it, and all the people in the game are all like hand drawn people. So it's animated characters, but in like a a real world. But you start off this demo. Now, was there a game, Kev? You might know this. Was there a football game called something like Dino Dini's Superstar Soccer or something like that? It rings a bell.
I haven't got a clue, Pabby. This sounds made up.
It reminds me of a game. And I was like, oh, you literally start off and you are playing that game on like what would be maybe a Mega Drive or a Nintendo. And I was like, oh, is this enough? I was like, did it say Dino Dini or did it say Tino Teeny? And I was like, are they trying to get around the copy?
Like, oh, Tino Teeny, yeah.
Maybe that's what it was. I don't know. But so you play this game, you're just playing it, but it's in this art style. So it's like a Game Boy, like looking like greeny grey colour, and then it kind of pans out, and then you're in a conversation, and you're this young kid. It's an Ecuadorian game, so you're this young kid, and he's playing this game on the TV, and you can still hear his parents in the background, and then it pans out, and the parents say like, "Oh, the football's on. I forgot. Let's get the football." So they knock him off, and then he actually watch like some of the football game. But it's set in, I don't know what it was. It was Ecuador versus somebody else. But yeah, it's one of them games where you are wondering about after that you watch the football and then it goes on, and it tells you a bit about Ecuador and what's going on at the time. It's just a period piece. They're set in like, I don't know when it was.
The past.
Early 2000s, I want to say. Might be wrong. It's right on the verge of Ecuador qualifying for this World Cup, I think it is, and they need to beat Peru, I think, to get in the World Cup or whatever it is. But then you end up you're this kid, so you end up planning to you in school, and you go to school, and then you start looking at the window, you see some kids playing football outside, and you suddenly like daydreaming about the football stuff, and then you go out, and then you just suddenly go out and into the break, and then you start playing football in the break. And yeah, it's just a nifty little game, which has a weird. It's like I say, go and look at the art style and go and see what it is, because it's really something else, and it's interesting. It's interesting to see what it is, and I think that, like I say, there's not much past that demo. It's like 20-minute demo, but it's cool. It's a cool game, and like I say, there's tons and tons and tons of cool games that got demos out right now. So if there's any out there that have caught your eye and they're not out yet, but there might be a demo out for them as we speak, so give them a go. Why wouldn't you? It's free, and they don't last forever either. After the next fest, most of these demos go away. Some stay up. Some people just keep the demos on permanently after that, but most of them take them down after the next fest ends. So get in while you can. But other than that, that'll be everything from me.
Well, I believe that brings us to a close on today's proceedings, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
So if you would like to hassle us on the internet, you can do that at Mgukpodcast, or you can follow me at Lelujo.
And you can follow me at Sheepdog6K.
I'm Miss Lelujo.
And I'm at Pab1986.
And we'll see you next week, boys and girls.
Have a good week.
Toodle pip.
Thanks for listening, folks.
You're welcome, Pabby.